Today I just wanted to do a quick video on how to clean your Glocks. So every Glock is pretty much the same. The one I'm going to be using today is a Glock 43. I'm just going to clear it here. Chamber's already empty though. Confirm. And it's clear. So like I said, the one I'm going to be using today is a Glock 43, but every Glock is super similar. They're one of the easiest guns to clean. That's why I really like them. They're great for first-time shooters for that reason as well. They're easy to take down, easy to clean, easy to load, easy to unload. Everything about them is super simple. They just work. So anyway, let me zoom in closer here and we'll get started. Okay, like I said, this is a Glock 43. This is a 9mm. It holds 6 rounds plus 1. Lock it open and you can see it's clear. This gun has been well used, has had a lot of use. You'll see it's worn off here. The slide lock is worn off. My grip tape is all but worn off. I need to put a new one on there. Got a lot of wear on the slide. But that's what it's used for. It's a tool. It's supposed to be used. Glock is not notorious for having pretty guns. They're notorious for having useful guns, which is what this is. So anyway, let's take this apart. We have fired this. It's been cleared. Pulled the trigger and it is confirmed. Again, it is clear. So there's a button on the side here. You want to pull this down on both sides. It connects. So pull it down and pull the slide back slightly and push the slide forward while you keep holding that button on the side down. Just continue pulling the frame back and slide it right off the slide. That's one piece. This is the tension spring. Just push down here, push it towards the end of the barrel, keep some tension on it, move it out of the way, and then take it out. That's one piece. The barrel, push up from here, push it forward, pull it out, and you have the barrel. And then you have the slide. So that is it. Really 4 main pieces, unless you do a complete tear down of the inside, which you don't want to do unless you're super familiar with these. This is the main tear down and field stripping. So the cleaner we'll be using is Ballistol. I use this for all my guns. It cleans, it protects, lubricates, preserves, all those good things. So anyway, it kind of stinks. It smells real bad, or not the greatest, I guess, but it works super well. So let's get to it. Let's get the slide first. Put a thin coat on here. We don't want to put it bunched down there where the firing pin is because oil collects dirt. Just put a thin coat on. The barrel, same thing. And be more liberal with it. Turn over, spray some down in it. Tension spring, same thing, coat it. And then on the actual frame, I'm a little bit more cautious. There we go. Okay, so I let that soak for just a couple minutes. Then what I normally do is I go back to the slide. So then what I do is I scrub where the firing pin goes. Is a little stiff brush. Get any of the buildup and residue off of there. Alright. That's pretty much the only part I use the wire brush on. For the rest of it, I just use a toothbrush. Gets all the gunk and the grime off. But it doesn't scratch the finish, which is kind of hard to do on the Glocks anyway. But to maintain consistency throughout firearms, this is how I do it. Scrub the outside of the barrel and scrub that being spring. And we'll go to the frame. Scrub some of the main pieces. The nice thing about Glocks is they're not real picky. You can run them wet, you can run them dry. They don't really care. They still shoot. I like to keep them clean, keep them oiled. That way you'll get a longer life out of them. But in the end, they're not too picky. And what I'm doing here is I'm just going through some of the main components within the frame, getting the dirt and grime off. The nice thing about Ballistol is it sticks to whatever you sprayed on super, super well. So just cleaning it like this, wiping this off, it's not going to get it off. It stays on. It's a super high quality mineral oil, if I remember right. You'd have to double check me on that, but I'm pretty certain, which is the main component of the Ballistol. That's why it's so hard to get off. But that's also why it works so well for firearms, is because it helps displace water. It adheres to the metal very well. And you can also clean other things with it. You can clean plastic, vinyl, metal, rubber. You can clean the wood stock on your firearm as well. So it works fine for bluing. Firearms have been blued as well. If you're curious about that, I've been doing it on several that I have that are blued for a number of years, and they work, or sorry, it works completely fine. Alright, so let's clean this out with a scrub brush. And so there's two ways I wanted to show you. There's two ways to clean barrels like this. There's scrub brush and these patches. It depends on the day. Some days I'll use one, some days I'll use the other. Now the bore snakes are easier to use. I'll show you that next. But they're consistent and they work. So next you need this part. I put a little bit of Ballistol on there, put it right in the center of the cleaning pad, and push it through there. Move it back and forth, get the dirt and grime off of the barrel. And as you can see, it comes out super dirty. Now, I don't clean them until there's absolutely no dirt or grime left. I get them fairly clean and let it be. Mainly the Glocks. Some of the others I try and get cleaner, but the Glocks are not as picky, so. Alright, so that's pretty good. So let's get that out of the way, and I'll show you the bore snake here real quick. You can do this while the gun is intact as well. You don't have to disassemble it, which is the nice thing about these. You just literally drop it through. This is just a quick representation of how it works. But they have cloth. You can put some oil on these too. I'm not going to now just because the barrel's already clean, but you can put a little bit of oil on these. They have a little bit of wire brush wrapped in it, and you just wrap it around and pull it through. And you're doing the scrubbing and the cleaning in one. So they're really nice. If you don't want to take the gun apart, that's when I like using these. If I'm going to take it apart to clean the rest of the gun anyway, I normally just go this route. Whichever one tickles your fancy. Alright, so next is the slide. We scrub that, so let's get any dirt and gunk out of there. There's usually not a whole lot in the slide. There's a little bit on ends here. Get between these ridges. Get by the extractor. Get by the firing pin and those little grooves. And let's use a towel for the rest. Let's give it a quick wipe here. All right. All right, guys. So that's about it. Let's get this back together. Let's get this junk out of the way here first. With those. Let's get our pieces back here together in order. So pretty much just the opposite of how we took it apart. Put the barrel in, make sure it's seated in there. Put the main spring or tension spring, whichever you want to call it, in here, fat end forward on this one. Push some pressure, and there's a little groove that that circle fits into. Then all you do is line up the slide on the frame, push it gently, and push it like you're racking around, and it's locked in. It's unloaded, as you know. I'm just going to point it at the floor, pull the trigger, and we are set. We'll give it one more quick wipe down, and we are good until next time we go shooting. All right, guys. As always, if you would, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you have ideas for future videos, please let me know. Thank you. Have a good day.